Trump created a new government department with Elon Musk and Ramaswamy as its directors. The Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, will be headed by these two men. This is your host, Ryan J., here on CCE2. Just a few days ago, President-elect 47 Donald Trump created this department and appointed two of his most staunch longtime supporters, Musk and Ramaswamy. Here's a little bit about that new department and its directors.
Tackling this kind of waste, fraud, abuse, bureaucratic bloat, we're going for the stuff that's basic common sense that most Americans actually agree on. And I hope we're going to actually be able to help unite the country by eliminating waste, which is something that all Americans, regardless of partisan affiliation, can get behind. And that's how Elon and I are thinking about it.
Well, that was Vivek Ramaswamy touting the new Department of Government Efficiency that he and Elon Musk will be running. Now, also known as DOGE, this temporary agency will partner with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive structural government change from outside the government.
Last year, the State Department did a grant to Ecuador to host 12 drag shows in Ecuador with American tax dollars. Now, may have different opinions in this room on drag shows. I'm just asking the simple question, is the best use of American tax dollars to actually fund drag shows in Ecuador with U.S. tax dollars? National Science Foundation last year did a study of butterflies in Europe. So we funded with American taxpayer dollars. Last year, there was also a NEA grant that was done to set up a display in Brooklyn for the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which, by the way, is not even an American band. We had an almost, $350,000 grant to study smart toilets. Was one of the grants that we actually paid for with our federal tax dollars last year. We also had a grant that was done studying colonial Mexican soundscapes. We, last year, did a study on helmets and seatbelts in Ghana to be able to study whether seatbelts and helmets were effective for saving lives in Ghana. Can I just go ahead and answer that question for free? Seatbelts and helmets are a good idea.
Within the past week, Trump has chosen and picked quite a few of his longtime MAGA supporters for top government positions after his election as president. Just to name a few, RFK Jr. has been named as the Director of Health and Human Services, Susie Wiles as the first ever female Chief of Staff, tough on crime, Tom Homan as Border Czar, and Matt Gaetz as Attorney General.
He has now nominated Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz as Attorney General.
President-elect Trump nominating Pete Hegseth as his Secretary of Defense.
Like Donald Trump just announcing that he will in fact nominate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head the HHS. This is something he posted on Truth Social just a moment ago. He said, "I am thrilled to announce Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services."
President-elect Trump says Tom Homan, his former Director of Immigration Enforcement, will serve as the White House Border Czar.
In other news, President Trump meets with Joe Biden at the White House for a transfer of power meeting. Democrats long said that Trump will never step foot back in the White House or be elected ever again as president, and both have proven to be wrong in these past 2 weeks after Trump's historic landslide election victory that powered a red wave election across America, with Republicans regaining control and majority of the Senate and keeping majority in the House of Representatives, plus gaining more seats at the loss of the Democrat Party. When the 2024 U.S. presidential race was called for Donald Trump, the left wing went crazy in America.
Yo, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up a motherfucking slave. I'm sorry. No! Why?
This is all prank, right? Like we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everything's gonna go back to the way it'll be a psych. It'll be like a really bad dream.
As well as some pretty famous individuals went crazy too. And here's their complete meltdown.
Wake up tomorrow morning and work like hell to move the world to the place that we prefer it to be. And I just want to point out, just as a matter of perspective, that the lessons that our pundits take away from these results, that they will pronounce with certainty, will be wrong. And we have to remember that.
I literally could go on all day, and yet you talk to Trump voters and they'll go, he didn't say that. Wait, now I didn't hear him. And then you say, well, here's the quote. And then they'll go, yeah, he didn't mean that.
I didn't expect it to be this resounding, and I think there are some lessons from it. I think we forget about rural America. I think the working class feels left behind. They feel like the powerful, the elite only care about them and their power. And he spoke to them. We may not have liked his words, but they turned out for him.
It's not the elite that's going to pay the price. It's people who woke up this morning with a dream and are going to bed with a nightmare. And those people didn't deserve to be respected and held and talked to. Those are the people who are going to pay the price for whatever Donald Trump decides to do.
I'm mystified in some ways. Who are we as a country? And we're starting to find out.
I think this is a big, huge part of the story that it's hard to even digest fully at this moment. But you have Elon Musk, who owns Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it these days, X, who is a disinformation propagandist and now has could potentially have a direct line to the Oval Office.
These Democratic leaders are simpletons. They're servants of the donor class. So they go in there like, oh, donor, give me money, please. And I made an ad. I'm Kamala Harris. I'm full of joy. Okay, well, what did that get you?
Through 2 impeachments, 90+ false criminal and felony charges, the seizure of assets and money, $2 billion spent on legal fees, and even being shot in one of 3 assassination attempts, Trump still comes out on top and won the 24 election and became the first Republican to win popular vote since George Bush 30 years ago. Now, if you're a Democrat, then you probably find yourself asking how this happened, how Trump got reelected in a landslide with the popular vote, and how Republicans can now have full control of Congress. The answer is quite simple, really. It's because your party has lied to you for years. They have used you for votes. And most importantly, they have lost touch with the American people, with the average working person. They no longer represent the people or their constituents. They are a power-hungry machine hell-bent on destruction, personal gain, and monetary-driven policy. The Republican Party is more in touch with the average American than any time in history. Don't believe the lies that America is divided more than ever. In fact, we are more unified than ever before. The majority of America clearly decided who they wanted to lead our nation and who they, as a majority, believe will get our country back on track, and that was the Republican Party. From local, state, to national elections, Republicans swept the board, and there's a reason for it. They didn't sell their message on hollow promises, and the people know that. They had a chance to see a Trump Republican government and a Biden Republican government within the last 8 years. They saw Republicans deliver results. They've seen it in their daily lives and in their pocketbooks. Now, more news. Small, fringe minority protests have begun to arise in blue cities across America where leftists are protesting the election of Donald J. Trump as president.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! We say right back! We say right back!
These people haven't a clue. And top border czar Tom Homan, picked by Trump to become the next border czar, issues a stern warning to the Mexican drug cartels and promises to remove them from the face of the earth.
I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now. You're damn right. Because you're going home. I got another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico. You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
This declared war on the cartel is supported by President-elect Donald Trump in a recent video release. Watch here.
The drug cartels are waging war in America, and it's now time for America to wage war on the cartels. In this war, Joe Biden has sided against the United States and with the cartels. They are making more money than they've ever made before.
These criminal cartels have gone unscathed for far too long without consequence. And the U.S. this week is holding UFO hearings after a bizarre set of occurrences in Michigan and other states with thousands of people seeing the same thing. A triangular black object hovering in the skies almost as if it were stuck in midair.
A mysterious dark object floating almost motionless above the ground. Usually the stuff out of sci-fi, right? But late last week, several hundred people saw something in the air they couldn't identify.
Is there intelligent alien life? And if so, has the government been covering it up? Well, that was actually the hearing, focus of a hearing yesterday by a House Oversight Committee.
Top Pentagon and government officials, whistleblowers, and witnesses come forward claiming that the U.S. government is hiding evidence of intelligent alien life. Watch here.
UAP are real. Advanced technologies not made by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations around the globe. I believe we are in the midst of a multi-decade secretive arms race, one funded by misallocated taxpayer dollars and hidden from our elected representatives and oversight bodies.
That's all we have for you today. I'm Ryan J with CC2. Don't forget to subscribe to our page here on YouTube and enable your notifications for more real news and entertainment daily.